Go right here. This is a good spot, Joyce. No? Hello. It's not very bright out here. You can use it now. Tomorrow, I'm definitely gonna bring it. Now that Tracy's here, I wonder who's going to join us online. No, usually Olivia. Let's see.
No, Olivia's on her way now.
Oh, that's right. She did say that. Okay. So we might not have anybody online for the first time ever. All right. How's everybody doing? Yeah. I'm loving this weather. So just a quick housekeeping announcement. I'm out of town the rest of this week for longer than 10 years, but for 10 years, I've done some marketing for a trade show client, and this week is the trade show. So I work at the trade show every year. So my other life, prior to teaching yoga, I was a sales manager for the Atlanta Convention and Visitors Bureau. So after I finished that job, I retained a client and celebrate 10 years. Wow. It's kind of exciting. Yeah. So I'm being paid to go to Vegas this week. Wow. Hello. Welcome. So tomorrow's class is canceled, but Sue has offered to sub Wednesday's yoga and meditation class. So she'll be here to cover that class for me. And then I'll be back Sunday, so I'll see you next Monday. Yeah. All right. Well, find a comfortable seat to start, or honestly, if you would like to be on your back, you can start on your back. If you're comfortable in a seat, start in a seat. Oh, good, we've got Deb joining us. So we'll be here. I'm gonna have us start just taking a minute to tune in and tune into silence. Kind of nice. Clear the whirlings in the mind a little bit. So something that helps to tune in is, hi Deb, to bring your awareness to the middle of your brain. So just take a moment to visualize the front of the brain, the back, the sides. Bring your chin parallel to the earth. If you're on your back, have your gaze and your nose facing up so that your chin isn't dropping toward your chest or that you're looking back too far. And allow the eye sockets to soften, so your gaze softens, maybe the eyes close completely. And bring all your awareness to the middle of your brain. Allow the tongue to soften in your mouth so that it's really just resting in the mouth. So maybe that allows the neck to soften. And I'm going to chime the bell, and for a minute, we'll just enjoy silence, giving yourself an opportunity to come to this present moment. Just keeping your eyes closed. Taking a little piece from Sharon Gannon's book. Allow the image of someone you know to arise in your mind. As you inhale, silently say blessings and love to that person. And as you exhale, silently say the name of that person. Continue focusing on that same person repeating the blessings and love to silently saying the name of that person, or allow other people to float into your consciousness. As you give the blessing, try to visualize the person filled with joy and surrounded by light. So on your inhale, silently say blessings and love to, and as you exhale, say the name of that person. Giving blessings is an anonymous way of changing your world. It can happen in the privacy of your own mind. Compassion is infinite. You won't run out, so don't be stingy with your blessings. Give your blessings to as many people that float into your mind. Maybe even someone who is not necessarily in your favor. Sometimes giving blessings to someone we don't necessarily like helps us to see them in a different light. So taking this next moment, this next round of breath to just notice the energy around you right here, right now, and feeling as if you're creating your mini yoga home. In Sanskrit, it's shala. Set your intention for your practice. May it serve as a sort of a guiding light through your practice this morning. And then we'll start by creating the sound of Om together. So if you're lying down, draw your knees into your chest to slowly roll onto your right side to make your way to a seat. So we all meet in a seat, bringing our hands together in prayer to our heart center. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, sighing it out. We'll Om on the next exhale. Soft flickering of the eyes to open them. And let's make our way to child's pose to start. And if you want, you can bring a block and place it under your forehead so that you're not dropping down all the way to the floor. You can use 2 blocks to stack them if that works well for you as far as how open or closed your hips might be feeling. So modify as you need to. Never think of using a block as an indication that you're doing the pose wrong. Props are here to help you feel comfortable in the pose so that your focus can stay on the breath and that your breath stays fluid. that you can feel the fullness of the inhale and the exhale. And if your knees are together, if you prefer to widening the knees toward the outer edges of your mat, you can take that option. Feeling your breath, feeling how it expands the rib cage, maybe feeling it wrap around the spine, maybe opening some space in the low back area. One of our pranayamas in yoga, it's called the Ujjayi breath, the breath of victory. So inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And on the exhale, see if you can create a little constriction in the back of your throat so that the exhale then creates almost a sound like the ocean or Darth Vader. So a couple more rounds trying to feel the sensations of this Ujjayi breath. Next inhale, start lifting yourself up. So you're sitting on your heels, rock off onto your left hip and swing your legs around in front of you. Just take a moment to sit up tall. So move the flesh away from your sits bones. Shake the legs out a little bit. Windshield wiper the feet from side to side. And then we're going to draw the right knee into our chest. Step that right foot over the left leg and try and ground down through this toe ball mound of the right foot. And then take the right hand behind, turning the fingers out. If you're not reaching the ground easily, you can bring a block under that hand. So notice you want to find length in your spine. So instead of rounding onto the low back area, we want to sit up nice and tall. Inhale the left arm up by the ear, so still finding that length. Flex your left toes, push through the heel a little bit, and then twist to your right. So start by having the chin in line with your sternum. So your sternum's right here in the chest, the middle of your chest. So have your chin in line with that so that you're not moving into the deepest part of the twist first. Now explore with the breath. Inhale, feel the lengthening up through the spine. And on the exhale, maybe the twist deepens just a little bit more. And if it's comfortable to turn the head, you can start to turn the head to the right. Feel rooted in both sits bones. By pressing into that toe ball mount, you might feel a little bit more expansion in the pelvis area to make space for that twisting action of the abdominals. Think of this as a massage for your intestines, wringing out any toxins. One more inhale and exhale. And then inhale, coming through center, and take your hands to the left. Just place them down and maybe bending at the elbows, drawing the chest toward the earth. Inhale, lifting back up and release that right leg. Windshield wiper the feet. We're just waking up a little bit with our twists. Inhale, the left leg toward your chest. Step it over the right leg. Left hand coming behind. either placing on a block for a little bit more height or on the mat if you can still achieve that length. Right toes flexing up to the ceiling. Inhale the right arm up by the ear, moving into the twist to the left. So that hooking of the elbow with the knee helps to secure and root you down. Press into the toe ball mound of the left foot now. Chin starts in line with the sternum. And with each inhale, lengthening up through the spine. And then maybe starting to turn the head a little bit to help deepen the pose. And noticing how this side feels, if it's any tighter than the other side. One more inhale and exhale. And then you'll inhale, bring yourself through center, and exhale, place the hands on the floor to the right. Dropping down. Inhale to lift back up and bring that left leg over. Now bring both blocks behind you. Place your hands on them so your fingers come down this short part of the block. And then plant your feet on the mat, bending your knees. And on an inhale, so watch how I rock my sits bones toward my heels and then up. So it's kind of this sweeping motion and rocking up to reverse tabletop. Beautiful, everyone. So hips, we're working the hips toward the ceiling. Full arm extension, chin toward the chest to start. So looking straight ahead, and maybe then you can add the tilt of the head gently, maybe taking the gaze up to the ceiling. Maybe starting to let it drop, to look back toward the windows. If that doesn't feel good, bring it back to that point that feels good. One more full breath in. And exhale, lower down. Nice job, everyone. Not an easy pose. Bring the arms in front. Reach the fingertips toward the window. Sit up nice and tall. Cross right elbow over left. And then bend the elbows. Bring the backs of the hands to touch. Breathe in. Focus on your shoulder blades. Draw the shoulder blades toward each other and the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the belly in. Inhale, lift the elbows up a little higher. And then exhale, lower the arms down, chin to chest. Inhale to lift back up and then release those arms. Float them out to the sides and overhead, palms touch, hands to heart center. Extend the arms back out in front, fingertips reaching toward the mirrors, cross left elbow over right. Bend at the elbows so the top elbow is kind of hooking into that right elbow, backs of the hands touching. So this side may be tighter or has more space, just notice. Draw shoulder blades toward each other, shoulders away from the ears. Maybe lift the elbows a little bit on your inhale, and then exhale. Lower chin to chest. And inhale, lift back up. Float the arms out to the sides, overhead, palms touch, hands to heart center. Cross at your ankles and roll forward to tabletop. And bring the blocks forward and bring them under your hands at the lowest height. spread your fingers so the palms are in the middle of the blocks. Maybe your pinky fingers wrapping around one side, the thumb wrapping around the other. And on your inhale, lift the crown of your head and tilt your tailbone up for cow pose. And on your exhale, draw the belly in, round the spine, tuck chin to chest for cat pose. Inhale, so we drop the belly, but we don't want to let it sag. So keep it engaged as we lift into cow pose. And exhale into cat. Stay in cat pose and push your seat to your heels with this rounded spine. Hands staying on the block, so as you push your seat to your heels, your arms go in full extension mode, head between the arms. And then bend your elbows toward the floor, slide forward, push, and come into cow pose. Exhale into cat. Push seat to heels. Then bend the elbows as you bring the chest forward, bringing yourself into cow pose. Exhale into cat. One more time, push seat to heels with that rounded spine. Let your elbows drop toward the floor as you start moving the chest toward the blocks. And then straighten the elbows, cow pose. And exhale into cat. Stay in cat. Tuck your toes under now. And organically grow into downward dog, keeping the hands on the block, straightening the legs. Maybe with hands on the blocks, you feel a little bit more space to drop the heels and then pedal out your downward dog. So dropping one heel and then the other. So looking to make this upside down V, hips lifting toward the ceiling. Beautiful. Hands on blocks just helps take some weight out of our wrists. And take your gaze between the blocks. Walk one footprint at a time. Try and heel toe your way up to the front of the mat. Little extra stretch for the calf muscles. And then inhale, lifting up halfway. Float the arms out to the sides. Draw the belly in. Soften the knees a little bit as you lift the upper back to come and stand. Straighten the legs. Float the arms overhead. Hands to heart center. And we find mountain pose or reset. Full breath in and out. Maybe rock the balls of your feet to your heels. Spread your toes. Just find your ability to root down. And then inhale the arms, float them overhead. Exhale, take them out wide as we hinge at the hips and dive forward into forward fold. Bring a block underneath our nose at the highest height. Fingertips on the block. So finding where you can comfortably fold forward, straighten the legs, but this brings the earth toward you. Just notice the sensations in the backs of the legs. So really trying to straighten the legs as much as we can here to get a full and deep stretch in our hamstrings. And now bend your knees a lot. Use the support of that block. And bring your hands alongside. So release the block and palms face your legs. Sitting back in our chair pose, bring your hands to heart center. In chair pose, we want the weight distributed to the heels. We want our seat moving toward our heels. We want to be able to wiggle our toes, and we want our knees behind the toes. Beautiful, everyone. Bring your hands over to the right, twisting to the right. That left knee coming toward the left elbow coming to the right knee. Inhale back to center. Take the hands to the left, right elbow touching that left knee. Inhale, hands to center. Straighten the legs, fold forward, side out. I know that's a lot. Inhale and exhale through the mouth. Chair pose, the arch nemesis. Coming up with a flat back now, float the arms out to the sides, engage in the belly, press into your feet, and lift all the way to stand, floating the arms overhead. Let's keep the arms overhead. Interlace your fingers. Index fingers pointing straight up. Draw the belly in. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale through center, side bend to the right. Inhale through center, side bend, left. Inhale through center, side bend, right. One more time each side. Inhale through center, side bend to the left and hold here. 3, 2, 1. Inhale through center, over to the right, hold. 3, 2, 1. And come to center. Keep your fingers interlaced. Bring them behind your head. So let the lower part of the head rest in your hands. Elbows reaching back to the back of the room. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, arch the upper back. Hold for an inhale. And on your exhale, see if you can arch just a little bit deeper. Beautiful. Have it come from the upper back versus back here. Okay. We don't want to injure that middle or lower back. We want to just have it come from the upper. And then come back to neutral. Bring the elbows in. Next exhale, drop chin to chest. So we're going to come down to our forward fold, using 8 breaths to get there. So take your time. Inhale, lowering on the exhale, a little bit at a time. So take it slow. So you should be maybe looking at your belly. Each exhale, lowering. You can soften the knees a little bit as you begin to fold. And then belly's resting on the tops of the thighs, knees are bent. Take the elbows out to the side, lifting you up into this modified chair pose. Next inhale, straighten the legs, coming back to stand. A little arch of the upper back to finish. And then come to Tadasana. Just take a moment here, close your eyes. Feel the sensations of just that beautiful way to get some spine movement in our spine. Know that it's having a positive impact on our endocrine system, our lymph system. Mobility in the spine helps with balance. Getting fluids, the fluids moving in our lymph system. One more inhale and exhale, and then take the arms overhead and exhale, coming into forward fold. Grab your blocks, place them on either side of your feet at the middle height. Bend your knees and shoot that right leg back. So we're finding a low lunge. Left knee. The left knee should be in line with your left ankle. Using the blocks helps to keep the chest lifted instead of collapsing collapsing in the chest. So we want to be lifting the chest, opening it up, pushing through that right heel, finding length in the right leg, and then drop that right knee down and curl the toes. Bring the blocks under your shoulders. So finding stability here in our Anjaneyasana pose. Shoulders stacking over hips. Once you feel stable, to release the hold on the blocks, float the arms up by the ears. Inhale and then exhale, hands to heart center. Lean the upper body forward, twist to the left. So having a lot of twists in our practice today, trying to flush out those toxins in the body, massaging our internal organs, all adds into those blessings that you started practice with. When we wring out toxins, we wring out negativity. One more inhale, and then exhale, hands back to center. Float them up by the ears. Bring them behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Feel that chest lifting up toward the sky, drawing shoulder blades toward each other. Full breath in, shining your inner light outward. And then hands to the blocks. Flip your left toes up. So you're on that heel, finding our half split toes. You can stay upright, supported by the blocks. You can start to hinge forward, drawing the chest toward that left knee, keeping that left foot flexed, and breathing into that hamstring stretch. Nice. And then inhale to lift up, rocking onto that left foot. Bring your blocks forward, middle height again. Tuck the right toes under to lift that leg up, finding your low lunge again. And then push off that right foot, bring it forward to meet the left. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, other side, bend your knees, hands on blocks, step the left leg back, finding that low lunge. Right knee over right ankle, finding extension in the left leg, heart shining forward. And then drop the left knee down, uncurl the toe, bring the blocks under the shoulders, stack shoulders and hips. So for stability here, a little micro adjustment, press into the bottom of your right foot and press into the top of your left foot. Your hips are drawing toward your midline with that stability. Put the arms up by the ears. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lean the body forward. So we've got length going into the twist. That left elbow hooking with right knee. One more breath in and out. Inhale, hands back to heart center and float the arms up. And then interlace the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, and a breath here just to open across the heart space, draw the shoulder blades toward each other. And then release those hands to the blocks. Flip your right toes up. So when we're in half split right here, we're practicing having our left hip and left knee in line so that we're flexing the right foot, and it's a stretch for the hamstring muscle. If we sit back, then it takes that stretch away from that hamstring muscle. Hinging forward makes it more dynamic. Tracy, try and come forward a little bit more so you're not sitting back. Yeah. Breathe in. breathe out. So many benefits of trying to create space in the hamstring muscle versus it being real tight. Inhale to lift up. Press into that right foot, bring your blocks forward. Tuck the left toes under and lift that left knee. Push off that left foot, step it forward. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale into forward fold. And hang like a Raggedy Ann dog here. So hold opposite elbows. And just let your arms naturally move toward the earth. Let the head hang. So you feel hopefully a release in the neck area. Maybe even shake the head yes and no. Another breath in and out. And then bend the knees a lot. Release the bind and roll up to stand. Making the head the last to come up, that heavy head, lifting it up, supporting the weight of your head on top of your body. Take a moment here to reset into Tadasana. Full breath in and out. And we're going to take a big step back with your left foot and then face the TV wall. So turn your toes to face the TV wall, the TV. Turn your toes in toward each other a little bit. So yes, you'll feel pigeon-toed, but then find equilibrium in pressing into the feet. And bring your hands to your hips, where your hands are resting on your sacrum, fingers pointing down, and notice here how you're lengthening down through the low back. And then switch, so your thumbs are feeling your sacrum, that bony part, and your fingers are wrapping around your hips. And then inhale, lift the chest up toward the sky. On your exhale, press into your feet, hinge at your hips, lead with your heart as you fold forward and stop halfway. Beautiful. So just take a moment to really feel that lengthening from the tailbone out through the crown of the head. You all look beautiful. And try not to have the weight in your heels. But yeah, there you go. Distribute the weight for the middle of the foot. And now release the hands. Maybe grab a block. If your hands don't reach the mat naturally, place them on a block. If the hands find the mat, notice how you're still having that length in your spine. Beautiful. Nice job, everyone. And then take your left hand. So everybody grab a block and place your left hand under your nose on a block. And then inhale the right arm, floating it up, coming into a twist. We want to try and keep the sacrum level. So your arm might not go as high, but we're keeping the sacrum level. And maybe for a little extra for some of you, maybe reach that left hand, wrap it around the right ankle. Maybe that left elbow bends a little bit so the chest moves toward that right leg. Does that feel good? Breathe in. If these are only options, if it doesn't feel good for your body, then just come back to the hand under the nose. One more breath in. And then release, bring both hands, lift up halfway for a reset. And then place right hand on the block to start. Inhale, left arm, float it up. So keeping that sacrum level to start. The twist, really coming from the navel up. And then if you did the option on the other side, wrapping that right hand around the left ankle, maybe bending that right elbow to draw you closer to that left leg. Maybe discovering that ujjayi breath again. So that left knee should. And then coming back to center, bring your hands up to your hips. Press into your feet to lift to stand. Inhale yourself up. Turn your right toes to face the mirror. And just look down for a moment. We want heel in line with heel. The left toes turning in about 45 degrees. Bending that right knee. Bring the arms up. Extending the arms out from the shoulders. Finding warrior two. Looking over your right fingertips. Think about instead of leaning, the shoulders back with hips, bend into that right knee. If your right knee is going past your toes, you have an opportunity to widen your stance. You can shimmy that back foot. Shoulders softening away from ears, yet lengthening out. Beautiful, everyone. Inhale, straightening that right leg. Drop the left hand down. Flip your right palm up. Take that right arm, reach it up. Both legs are straight. We're getting full extension on this right side. Really think about breathing into the rib cage here. Beautiful. Gaze is maybe looking up at the right fingertips. And then come to keeping the legs straight, but arms drop to a T. So really still feeling that length. We're now going to reach the fingertips to the mirrors and then bring the back of your right hand to the inside of your right calf. Left arm reaching up to the sky. The palm is facing the TV. To keep you stable. And as that hand, the back of the right hand presses into the leg, you might feel more of an opening in the left chest. And the left arm reaching straight up. Beautiful. One more breath in. This is triangle pose. And out. And then inhale to lift back up. Bring the arms to a T. Rebend your right knee. Drop your elbow and right forearm to the top of your right thigh. The right palm is facing up. And now turn your left palm up to the ceiling. Float that left arm closer to the ear. Extended side angle. So see if we can rest that arm on the thigh without putting all your weight into it. Maybe even reach, like Joyce is doing, reach that right arm toward the TV if you're offering an apple to a friend. And then bringing that left arm back down, coming back to warrior two. And then we're going to spiral the hands down, pivot on that back foot, step the right foot back, find plank pose, and lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, slide forward onto the belly. Set up for cobra, so bring the hands in by your side body. Bring your elbows into your side body. Legs can be apart a little bit, whatever's comfortable for your low back. And then on your inhale, peel your chest, your heart space off the mat. Finding this back extension. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes under and push yourself up to tabletop into cat pose, and then straighten the legs, organically growing into downward dog. A few breaths here in downward dog. Nice work, everyone. We do have to do the other side, though. So look between your hands. Walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Find your way to stand, Uttanasana. And then we're going to take a big step back with the right leg, turn to face the exit wall. So we'll start with one forward fold. Turn your toes in. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back, just like we did when we were in our Anjaneyasana. Draw the shoulder blades toward each other. Start leading with the heart. Let the arms just rest on the back. Lead with the heart. Come halfway. That might be where you stay. Or maybe dropping down a little bit lower and letting the arms float away from your back. And if you find that you're not going into these suggested parts of the pose, those are all areas where then you know where your practice can grow. It doesn't mean anything if you're not there yet. Press into the feet. Imagine there's a string on your knuckles lifting you back up. And turn the left toes to the mirrors. Turn your right toes in a little bit. Make sure your heels are in line. And we start in Warrior Two. Check in. You can always look at your back arm, making sure that it's extending straight out from the shoulders. If you can find where your shoulders are stacking in line with your hips, and then you're deepening the bend in that left knee. One more breath in and out. And we'll straighten that left leg. Drop the right hand down. Flip the left palm and reach those left fingertips up, finding length on this left side, opening up. Really feel that breath move from one muscle in the rib cage to the next. So Julia, straighten that left leg. Yeah. So really reaching up through the left fingertips, finding length. And then keep that length as you drop your arms back to a T. Reach the left fingertips to the mirrors, and then bring that left hand to the inside of the left calf. Take the right arm straight up. Triangle pose. So the right fingertips reaching straight up. Have the palm facing this exit. Press the back of the left hand into that calf to help you with this pose. So our hips are facing the exit wall. One more breath in and out here in triangle pose, and then inhale, lift back up, rebend that left knee, and then drop this left elbow and forearm to rest on the left thigh. Flip the right palm to face the sky, and then bring that right arm in line with the ear. And then, yeah, for a little extra challenge, reach that left hand to the exit door. Like you're giving an apple to whoever you gave blessings to. Beautiful. And then inhale, come back to Warrior Two. Spiral the hands down as you pivot that back foot. Step the left leg back. And then either lower knees, chest, chin to your belly, or maybe lower 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stack your hands, place your forehead to rest on the backs of your hands. Separate your legs a comfortable distance where you feel the low back release. And just take a few breaths here to rest. Really feeling the belly press against the mat on your inhales and exhales. Cool it down. And then slowly rolling yourself onto your back. We'll do just one supported bridge today. So grab your block. So just cool the body down. Just a real gentle back bend. You want your feet, walk them back so your heels are coming toward your sits bones. And if you extend your arms out, you can raise the back of your heels with your longest finger. Then press into your feet to lift your hips up and slide that block under, either at the lowest height or if you've been doing back bends, if you've been doing bridge, and you're able to lift your back a good distance off the mat, maybe turn the block to the middle height. And we're letting our weight really fall into the support of the block. So try not to do it without the block today. And have your knees in line with your hips. So if you notice if your knees are starting to move out, draw them back in a little bit. Letting all of your weight be supported by the block. We try not to turn our head in bridge to protect our neck. So keeping your nose and your eyes, they can be closed or open, up toward the ceiling. Try tracing your breath here. So if the eyes are closed, really follow where your inhale starts. It's reaching up to your heart space or your collarbones, and just notice the rise and fall of the front of the body. Notice as you let go of holding yourself up and releasing into the support, the sensations that come with that. It takes practice to be still. Just finding some stillness here. One more full breath in and out. Press into the feet to lift your hips, to remove the block out from under you. Slowly lower, and then hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little bit from side to side, just massaging out the back. then we're gonna do a twist before we take our final rest pose. So I want you to drop your feet to the mat and then draw your right knee into your chest and then turn that knee out and rest your ankle on your left thigh. And then drop that right foot down to the floor. Drop the right foot. There we go. So other way. There we go. Beautiful. So that left top of your thigh is resting against. Take the right arm, extend it out from the shoulder. So arms are making a T shape. And the palms face up to allow the shoulders to release. One more breath in and out. Inhale to bring yourself back to center and release the right leg, the right foot down to the mat, and just reset. So find neutral and then cross your left ankle over the thigh, making a figure 4. And then slowly lower that left foot to the floor. That right leg's just going to rotate down. And that left foot is going to help root you, keep you rooted in this. Releasing that back extension. Inhale back to center. Releasing that foot to the mat. Find neutral. Hug the knees into your chest again. Inhale the arms overhead as you extend the legs out long onto the mat. Take a long stretch. And then let the back, the arch that just formed, release down. 2 options here. Either keep the legs extended and stay here in corpse pose, or if your back feels better, by bending the knees and placing the feet on the mat. Constructive rest. If you're taking constructive rest, you want your feet to be the width of your mat. And then letting your knees and thighs fall together. And then arms now come alongside your body. Might feel nice to flip the palms to face up so the shoulders can soften. And to lead you into Shavasana, maybe invite those blessings back in. So inhale, blessings and love to, and on your exhale, saying the name of the person that comes to mind. Start to deepen your breath. Maybe just notice sensations here as you start to reawaken, as you start to invite small movements back in. Just noticing how your body feels, having invited in this yoga practice or asana practice, the physical movements, but then this rest being equally as important. Notice just this integration of body and mind and spirit. Notice or acknowledge any tightness or weakness or pain that you encountered while doing your asana work today. And just connect with maybe it relating to any stored tension, emotions in the body. Sometimes, for example, when we're in a back bend, if it's hard, when we need to stretch our chest and open our heart space, that might mean that you're healing a relationship in your life. So just notice how the rest helps as well. Inhale the arms overhead. Draw the knees into your chest and roll onto your right side, pausing on your right side. Use that right arm extended out. Use it as a pillow for your head. And just imagine how the energy looks as it's moving from the heart down into the body to help reawaken you. Deepen the breath, pressing into that left hand, pushing into that right arm to bring yourself up to a seat, finding Sukhasana, crossing the legs, keeping the eyes closed or at a soft gaze. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, palms touching and drawing the hands down to your heart center. Take a little soft bow of the head toward your heart to thank yourself for being here. I thank you for being here, always humbled and honored to lead you all in this practice. Sealing it with one Om, lifting the chin back up, take an inhale, and exhale it out. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Wishing you all a beautiful day, a beautiful week. Deb, glad you're able to join us. I thought we were going to be virtualists for the first time in forever.
Thank you. It was wonderful. Thanks.
Good. Glad you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions. You wake up those legs today?
Oh, yeah. When you said we had to do the other side, I was like, wow.
Like, oh yeah. Otherwise you walk out if you're crooked or uneven.
I was in class once and we said, what was class week without chair pose? And we said, if a class without chair pose.
I know, it's definitely one of my hardest poses.
It's always
Yeah.
it's always
Yeah.
in class.
Trying to find that moment in chair where you don't feel like you're working, you know, it's just. There was an instructor from at Love, and she would always say,